Welcome to Dragon Tuna Podcast. I'm Jarrett, and we have a guest, Alexander Welmaker, Nicholas Alexander Welmaker. What do you like to be called better? You like to be called Nick or Alex? I know you went back and forth.
I'm back and forth depending on who knows me. So most of the time, you met me as Nick. So
Right.
so
Okay.
I would say keep it that. My wife calls me
Okay.
Alex. My in-laws call me Alex. My family members call
Okay.
me Nick. But
All right.
mostly,
All right. That's
mostly,
cool.
like I have close friends on both sides that met me as either or. But we'll keep it Nick
Okay.
here.
All right. Cool. We'll call you Nick. All right. So, how have you been? How have you been through the quarantine, and how's that been for you?
Quarantine. I've been quarantined before the quarantine.
Some people will relate to that. So yeah,
Yeah, but I'm doing okay. I mean,
yeah.
I'm still healing from that accident I was in December, and still
Oh
trying to
yeah.
take care of some of that. I had to get me this therapeutic
Your vo-
chair just for that.
your voice sounds different.
Does it? It might be the
Yeah.
microphone.
Oh, you sound like Barry White. Like, yeah, how you're doing. It sounds very deep. Very,
You
very
know what? I get that
the microphone.
often. I
Oh
actually
really?
get that often. Even in person, when someone
Okay.
talks to me in person,
Oh.
they're just like, "Wow, I'm not expecting that deep voice coming out of you," and I'm just like, "Oh well, thanks."
uh, that's cool. That's cool.
But
All
yeah,
right.
but how have
So
you
you
been?
said you. I've been all right. I've been all right. The quarantine hasn't really changed much in my life. I no longer teach, and but my job is the same. I'm still working, and pretty much everything is the same except for now I'm
Yeah,
married man. So which is nice. I really enjoy marriage life, and it's kind of put a lot of things in perspective for me. It made me I think it made me a better person. So other than
it
that,
usually does.
yeah. Sometimes I'm pretty sure.
Sometimes.
You know, I was lazy in the beginning. I gained a mass amount of weight due to my wife cooking all the time.
I
But
hear you.
other than that, yeah. But now I'm working out now. I feel pretty good. So quarantine's not too bad. Um, I don't know. Like with me, the biggest issue has been just talking to people about it
Hmm.
because I have a lot of different types of friends. Some on the paranoid side, so like just talking about just basic daily stuff is very difficult right now. So it sounds strange. I don't even want to get into it too deep, but yeah, it's been very difficult just to have a normal conversation. Like, hey man, how you been? I've been good. Hey, want to go to the park or something? You're like, oh man, you can't do that, man. Like, okay, all right, I'm sorry. And then he gives me like this whole long speech. Yeah, that spectrum, and then you have the other spectrum. Like, yeah, man, we can go to the park. I was like, cool. All right, I'm about to run in the store, and I was like, all right, cool. I'm about to put on a mask. Like, you putting on a mask right now? He's like, yeah. He's like, oh man, yo, take me home, man. Take me home right now. You is a government plant. I'm like, oh, what the? So you can't win either side. So that's how it's kind of been.
Yeah, it's just yeah. I know that feeling. I just got
Yeah,
myself a mask. I've been walking around without one, but the thing is, it's like
yeah,
it's it's
yeah.
it's one of those things where it you don't
Touchy
know, but
subject.
you
Be
want to be
careful.
careful. Yeah, you don't know, but you
Yeah,
want to be careful. And
right,
whether you're
right.
being cautious or whether you believe it or not, however, you
Yeah.
know, yeah, I actually have a an uncle that caught it.
Oh
So
wow.
yeah,
Okay.
so in a lot of
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
so in a lot of cases, you do want to be cautious. It's not.
Right.
It's like it's something. It is something,
Yeah, yeah.
but
Even though
yeah,
some people argue otherwise.
we're
I work in the medical field, so
yeah, yeah,
I go to people's homes who have it. Let's confirm that they have it.
yeah.
So,
So yeah,
I mean,
so like
so,
with me going to the doctor back and forth for my physical therapy and chiropractor stuff,
oh yeah,
I
yeah,
like those doctors were always checking temperatures, always asking specific questions, and even the doctor that was adjusting me and stuff like that would tell me about certain other doctors that end up catching it from their patients and stuff like that. But if you're routinely, if you routinely take care of yourself, you can get over it pretty well. But like they say, if you have a very low immune system, it's harder to get rid of, and sometimes you may not get rid of it, which usually means, but we don't want that for people.
Right. Yeah, if you have existing conditions, it's a battle for sure.
Yeah,
and
especially for certain ages, because with me being stuck with my folks right now, they're in that elderly age, so
right. What just happened? Okay, my computer fell asleep on me. It's a scary thing. I mean, but the I think the most difficult thing, especially for some of my friends, they have businesses. Like my friend who allows me to teach at his dojo.
Yeah.
He hasn't been there in a while, and we're not sure when it's gonna start back up, and it's just been very difficult for him. And trying to stay in contact with him too, because that was that's his whole life. So who knows when that's gonna start, and you gotta get back used to things and swing of things. So
I'm looking forward to getting things normal again. Even though like this is I tend to do a lot of work from home, but I see where with my business and stuff like that, because with me not being just an artist and a graphic designer, I also do advertisement stuff for people, and seeing some of the clients that pulled out of my social media marketing stuff for them is because of like the areas of their business. Not everybody was going to them, not everybody was answering to the messages, and some clients were getting chastised by the people that were receiving it as like, why are you putting out this advertisement? You trying to steal everybody's stimulus checks and stuff like that. And I'm just like, oh my god, these people. Wow. I'm like, wow, y'all are just because we're going through this pandemic doesn't mean money is sitting still.
Right. It's still moving.
It's still moving. It's kind of at a crawl at the moment. It's not just, but there's still avenues of where people need to know that you can still make it out here.
Make money.
Yeah.
I mean, I definitely feel blessed that I'm working. My hours have been cut in half. So I make a little bit less, but I still have a job, so I can't complain too much.
There you
go. Even though I have those friends that be like, "Hey, man, I'm making more money."
With the unemployment stuff. I
think in some ways maybe that's possible, but
it's not something to like discriminate or to totally brag about, but like was it? My wife is on the unemployment stuff, and she's making more than what she was making at her previous job.
Yeah, see that's cool.
It's like, dude, and she doesn't even have to deal with nobody. She's just like, she's putting in putting in the hours of her time of like looking for businesses and stuff like that for jobs that can allow her to be able to work efficiently and in this pandemic. But it's just like, that's a hard thing when it comes down to what you're skilled at. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because most jobs has usually cause you to have to work with people one-on-one, deal with clients and customers and stuff like that one-on-one. And where her niche sets, it's more that than being able to like do what I do, sit in front of a computer, and I could talk to you, to someone else on another thing, use my phone and just call up or send them a message and say, hey, do you need something from me? Blah 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 blah.
But it forces you to adapt.
Yeah, it does force you to adapt and to learn new things, new skills, because that's what I'm doing. If you've noticed, I've started putting out more videos every Friday.
And I'm very happy about that.
So yeah.
Yeah, and I'll definitely leave a link to your channel because I've been trying to keep up with all of them. I'm surprised how much you've posted recently, and it's every Friday, right?
Every Friday.
You've been keeping it up.
If I miss Friday due to craziness in my schedules, I post on Saturday.
Okay.
I'll keep editing all through the Friday and just post it up on Saturday.
All right. So give us a little advertisement for your YouTube channel. What would you say it's about? Give the name. I'm just curious to see, put you on the spot with that.
Okay, so I'm going by my name as my channel. To find me is Whirlwind 1080, but my channel's technically called World Builder. So I'm basically helping artists and other creatives to be able to just, figure out what they're trying to do with themselves and give them some of my experience tips on what I did for myself. So if you notice, I'm looking at the camera here.
It's difficult to do that sometimes.
Yeah, because like with where you're at, you're like this way. I'm right here.
Right.
Then there's the camera there. So, yeah,
it's definitely we're looking. I'm looking at you downward, but then I keep trying to gaze up.
Yeah.
It's something to get used to.
It's one of those things where it's like you have to put like a marker because like when I'm looking at my camera for my YouTube, I put like I have had sometimes to put a little marker to remind myself to look there
where it is.
Yeah, and I'm just like don't look at my screens or anything like that. Sometimes I'll look aside to maybe look at my side panel screen to make sure I'm even. But but yeah, well with my channel, I try to help other artists and stuff like that with my experiences, get them ideas that they may not have thought of to help themselves out in public when things get better, and or ways to do it through online.
Yeah, and I definitely like your style. Like it's fast paced, but it's concise with your videos. It's not like dragged on.
Yeah,
and you give like little background stories. It's not just telling you this is what you got to do. You give your own experience. So
yeah,
I definitely think that's helpful. What is your future plan? I mean, I know you've also done a few speed draws, right?
Yeah, I have a number of speed drawings on my channel. It's just and I'm gonna be doing more, and I'm calling them speed jams. Now,
yeah, right.
So with that, the speed jams, I don't want to do like a post on every Friday or so. I just did this first one for that since I was still working on a specific topic, and I'm just like I gotta get more kind of thought up and planned for it. So I would have to push that one to the side. So I was just like, let me go ahead and throw out my speed jam. My speed jams are going to be, spur of the moments of things that I'm working on. Because with World Builder, I do want to branch it to show you guys how I build the world of Skylark or any other worlds that my Time Street Factory team. Yeah. Yeah, as you can see, I got Bowbreaker in the background right there. The sword. Yeah, that's a heavy sword too.
Every time you talk about is it really?
Yeah, dude. Yeah. It's like I had to practice when I was.
Made that, right?
Yeah, it's like PVC. Yeah. It's PVC. It's got a little bit of metal to it and certain styrofoam. So I'm about to make a new one that actually has LEDs running through it.
Oh wow.
So yeah,
you are talented, man.
Appreciate it.
With the speed jams, are those difficult to create? Because I remember reading something you said it takes a while because you have to like zoom in, zoom out, figure out when to speed things up.
Yeah.
So I could never figure out how to do that.
Yeah, well, see, I record as I naturally draw, of course, and sometimes those speed jams are like 2 hours. Not the whole video. Not the whole video,
right?
But I do them like certain times. I'll stop at like maybe 1 to maybe 2 hours of me doing coloring. So like this past one, I want to say, it probably took me almost 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah.
In the times I did it, because I actually had to come back to it every few days and record, and I had so and I wanted to make sure that I got the stuff. Now, that previous speed drawing, I had the line work that I wanted to actually show on my stories on my Instagram, but when I was saving it, um, something happened that kept me from saving all that footage. And I'm just like,
man.
no, because I'm doing it all through my phone, because that, a lot of my drawings are now being drawn on my phone instead of my full tablet. And I'm able to do full scale, like really high def drawings through my phone. I'm drawing on this thing. So I love it. So I just take the file format and take it over into my computer, and then I draw it on my actual screen tablet right here that's in front of me. So like I do the coloring.
Coloring on that. Okay. How long does the editing take? Does it take about around the same amount of time, or?
Sometimes I have to, like, it can take roughly an hour, maybe an hour and a half, because I have to, like, figure out what songs I like to go along with it. I have to take like those hour drawings, and I have to compress them in speed and save them and export them onto the computer, and then bring them back into the file, into the actual editing format or program I use, and drop them individually. And then I have to watch them, play through all the way multiple times to make sure it all pans out nicely. So, like, sometimes I'll even, like, test certain sounds. So, like, the whole speed jam is I want to give y'all some really dope, music to go along with it. Right, so there's the jam, and then I provide the speed.
There you go. I like it. I don't know if you saw the videos that me and my wife did.
I watched them.
Yeah.
I got you. I got your bells. I got you on bell alert. So every time,
cool.
yeah, dude. Every time you post something, I'm like watching, dude.
It's just doing like 5-minute videos. Very frustrating for me. I probably need to do more research about how to edit and stuff. I think they came out okay, but I just want to make sure that the video itself is pretty good and clean.
Yeah.
I don't want to go back and re-edit.
I hear you.
My wife helps me a little bit too, but
that's good.
I definitely, just a 5-minute, yeah, for sure. I wouldn't do it on my own, but
right.
So it definitely could be challenging. But yeah, I'm glad you like them. I'm glad you watch me. But you might be one of the only people.
Well, there's more. There's probably more that will jump on here and there. It's all about how you throw them out, and it's just like with my videos. I have hard time getting them out there to certain people, because I realize that the best type of places is to always show your stuff off in not YouTube, but Facebook, groups that share the same interest as you, and your information is relevant to what's going on in those groups. Now, there's a lot of groups that have rules, and some of them don't say that you can't self-promote or share. You can share things, but if for some reason that some of them dislike it still when you share something that you're trying to at least give to them, even though I'm not trying to be spammy, and it's not like I'm like, I'll throw a video. Yeah, I'm throwing a video just to show you, like, hey, this kind of is relevant to what's here. I thought I'd show it to you guys. And some of them are not allowing those things to go through, even though they don't have a rule into it. And it kind of hurts my growth a bit. And the only way, in some cases, for me to get certain growth, I do have to invest in myself for something else to actually toss it out there for me. Which I'm trying to avoid.
Right. Paying for your own advertising and stuff like that. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, pretty much. And just being able to, like, you promote it. You pay for the promotion. You pay for a marketer person, because I'm a marketer. But for some, like, when you market your own stuff,
own thing,
a lot of time you're gonna get the constant backlash. You're gonna be like, don't get me wrong, I'm all for that as long as it can go through, because it's like if anybody's gonna have a problem with it, they can have a problem with it. It just whatever, but someone's gonna enjoy it, and it's not like with my things that I'm doing, it's not like I'm asking for money, but I'm also not one to give up my money in order to constantly throw it out there. But I will if I need to. I will do it if I need to.
And that's how I think about it. I mean, I thought about advertising or promoting a few of my posts on the Dragon Tuna Facebook page.
Yeah.
But I'm just small right now, and it's just right now it's just for fun.
Yeah.
But maybe if it grows bigger than what it is now, maybe I'll do that. But it's for fun. So, with the Skylark thing,
mm-hmm.
which like I said, I always get excited when I talk about it. And I don't know what to ask, but and I don't know what you like to talk about either. I don't know what you like to get out there.
Oh, I know what to put out there. I know what to be careful of, and even with questions, I will give as much as the question doesn't dig too deep. But yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. So, you've moved on to animating, right? That's
animatic animation. So basically, it's almost like a motion comic, but with slight keyframes of animation in it that still keeps it interesting and not as because some motion comics can be very boring, but I want it to be like with what skills and what type of time I have, I want to try to at least get my stories out that way until I can build up enough funds to be able to get more animators to help me. Because with Skylark, it's not the only project I'm working on, because the guys that are helping me, I'm helping them too, because my Times 3 Factory is an umbrella corporation with, let's see.
Don't say that, man. That sounds evil, man.
Well, as of umbrella, it's umbrella. Not like that, but I know what you mean. Like Resident Evil is like umbrella, but I have a few guys that I'm actually helping out with their stuff. So I got let me see. I got like 5 dudes that I'm actually helping with their stuff, and then of course it's 7 of us, and there's one more, but he's still trying to piece his stuff together, and he's trying to help out with things so he can learn from what we're doing, along with getting his stuff out there under the Times 3 Factory name too. So,
are you getting a slight glitch going on, or is it just me?
I'm not getting any glitch.
You got one?
No, not yet.
Okay, mine's like doing weird stuff. How about now? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Clear?
Yeah.
Smooth?
Yeah.
Okay, I think I fixed it.
Cool.
All right. Cool. All right. So when you say motion comic, are you gonna have voice acting with it?
I was actually talking with one of my voice actors yesterday.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so like I'm pulling together my main characters, but I'm having to do certain things slowly, and simply, because some of this is going to come out of my pocket. I'm also trying to like invest in as little as I can and produce things because I want to get this story out. And I want Skylark to be an enjoyable character and storyline, because there's a lot of people that have been watching me develop Skylark forever, like you,
right?
And y'all seen him evolve like into something pretty epic.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm definitely I know I used to love your I guess you call it motion comics too, or you would say like maybe little snippets when it showed like him growing up. The main character, and I love those, man. And when you stopped, I was like, you hurt my heart.
Yeah, that video got flagged for the music I had in it, and that was that. And I was just like, okay, how am I gonna do this? So now I have a way for me to actually have really epic music without me getting flagged whatsoever. So it's just like all the music that's in my videos now is a platform that I'm using that allows me to have licensed music.
Okay.
So I invest in the things that I'm doing in both hobby and business, and a lot of these things are panning out to I put money into it and I get money out of it, because it's it's my hobbies and interest and things that I'm learning. ends up becoming a portion of the business itself.
And that makes sense. That's smart.
I try, yeah.
You need to do a video maybe on how to do that.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good topic. I will do that. Yeah. Most definitely. No.
I will watch that many times.
Yeah. Most definitely.
You know, I try to get that combination thing working, but it always kind of ends up just being a hobby. No matter what I do, I try to turn my hobby into business, and I enjoy it so much I give away maybe too much for free, which you says that that's the best thing to do all the time.
That's a bad habit I have too. But it's just like in one of my videos, there's me talking about free work. Right. Sometimes you choose the free work you want to give, and it gives you that experience. Right. And as you gain that experience and you go through the trials and tribulations of working it that way, whether it's successful or unsuccessful in putting the efforts into it, you've learned something. Yeah. And now you can, when you go to do it again, you can perfect on it and know what not to do. And then sometimes the cool thing about it is if nobody's money was into it and it was bad, it's just like, oh well, it was a nice try. It was time not wasted, but you learned something out of it. And then here's the thing: then you can learn how to actually, improve it to make it beneficial to you.
That makes sense. That makes sense. See, you are a guru, man.
I guess
I will be a student.
I'm still a I'm still a student and trying to be somewhat of a teacher.
Okay.
But yeah.
But that's good. I think you have good ideas for sure.
Thank you.
So, and I'm still having a little bit of lag, but we're gonna work through it.
Okay.
I'm hoping, if I read it correctly, that it won't just shut off
on
our video, but we'll find out. But I'm praying it won't do that. It won't just shut off on us. And if it does, maybe Zoom is not the option for next time.
There could probably be other platforms for it.
Right.
Yeah. I think Google Hangout works pretty good too.
Works it. Okay.
Yeah, so
all right, that might be it. That might be an option. I just chose Zoom because it's something different. And I know a lot of my people I know they use it, and it records automatically. When I was doing the other program, that's when I was having a lot of issues. I would run Skype and then try to record, and it would be like completely lagged out.
Yeah.
Talking for like 10 minutes, and then it's like my mouth's not moving at all. So
right.
Right. So what is now when trying to think of things to say. Not to get too detailed into Skylark itself.
Yeah.
But can you give the viewers like a synopsis of what it's about and what the main character, like a general idea what is the plot for him?
Yeah. So Skylark is the name of the main character. It's his last name, and his full name is Akaro Skylark, and he's not a kid. He's a grown man, but he's like in his early 20s, and he's experiencing his first time as a captain of his own pirate crew. Now, here's a cool thing. These are bad guys I'm writing about, but you're gonna be following them as like they're good guys. Pirates are bad guys. People remember that pirates are bad.